What up, everybody? This is your boy Dedrian Colon from House of Wrestling, and this is my review for the May 12th episode of MLW Fusion. Yes, Major League Wrestling Fusion. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow House of Wrestling on all social media platforms. Follow me, Dedrian180, on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up on YouTube. Man, this episode of MLW Fusion, I love this. It's well, I can't say 1 hour. It's like 45 minutes to an hour. Man, this is so much. Man, it's so much fun. I know for those of you who watch my reviews of MLW, thank you so much. I know there's not a lot of people that review MLW, which I believe that's going to change because they're putting on a pretty good product. Like I've always said, it's a great complementary alternative to AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling. It's a complimentary alternative. This show was so much fun. It was to the point. They didn't overdo it, and just how they tell their stories, especially tonight. Just with the video packages, and it's so simple that you're just like, okay, man, I got to tune into next week. Like, there's always something leading to next week. There's one or two things that you're like, man, how's this going to play out? How's this going to do? Oh, there's a new arrival. Oh, this match is happening. Oh, this title match. Oh, okay. And I know some people may not like it because, oh, it's just too simple. Well, that's kind of the problem with most of professional wrestling, that it's, if you think about it, it's somewhat too complicated. Like, it's overcomplicating simple stuff. And MLW really just keeps it simple. And kudos to Court Bauer for that. But man, this episode, like I said, I enjoyed it. The first match, where actually it started off with a Jacob Fatu video, and he's just, whoever you put in front of me, I'm destroying them. In MLW, I would say, man, he's probably my favorite. It's a tie between him and Alex Hammerstone. But Jacob Fatu, he's slightly above Alex Hammerstone, man. I enjoy Jacob Fatu's work. The man is a beast. And this match that he had tonight, whew, I'm going to get into it. But so you had that, Jacob Fatu. Then you had a backstage segment with Cesar Duran, and I believe that was Arez in the backstage segment. And he's walking with his masked security guards and everything. This is what's cool about MLW, is that before they brought on Cesar Duran, it was just like, okay, it's cool. But having some of that element from Lucha Underground, man, it's added so much to MLW that I believe, honestly, it's added, what they were lacking was a very intriguing storyline. And Cesar Duran, and just having that history in Lucha Underground, he brings that. So there's so much stories they can, navigate with Cesar Duran, and just how he his delivery and his, an authority figure. Honestly, if you really think about it, he's probably the best authority figure in all of professional wrestling right now. He's entertaining. It's to the point. And just his mannerisms, you always sense like, man, that dude's got something up his sleeve. Like, man, this dude's sneaky. Like, this dude's a dirtbag. Like, this guy's crooked. Like, he's got some crookeds, man. He's shiesty, man. He's cunning. Like, man, he ain't good, man. He ain't good. And kudos to him, man, because he does that very well. So you had that. The first match was Holidead versus Cheek Tormenta from, I believe she is in Lucha Libre from AAA or CMLL. I'm not too sure. Forgive me, guys. This was a pretty solid match. I liked Holidead's outfit. It looked like it may have been inspired by Venom, but man, it was a really cool outfit. This was a solid match. Holidead, man, she's really becoming an anchor in the MLW's women's division, which they alluded to in commentary that, for the MLW Women's Featherweight Championship. She gave a promo afterward where she's like, I don't care who it is, you're all gonna, I don't want to say die, but she did say, dark days are ahead of us. So it's just like, ooh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. So I'm really interested how they're gonna do this women's division in MLW. But man, she's really becoming an anchor for them in MLW. Kudos to her. She's been paying her dues and she's done some great work on the independent scene. So her having a spot in MLW and being showcased, I like it. She's going to do really well. And I'm also interested to see the women that they're going to bring into this division to feud with her. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic. Plus, it does help that she has Gangrel, and I can't remember the gentleman that they have the leash on or something like that with her. But she has Gangrel with her, so it adds that spooky, dark element. So that's pretty cool. Then we get a video package of 5150 where they threw the Von Erich Heavyweight Championship belt into a river. Danny Limelight did it. That was funny, man. That was hilarious. That whole feud between 5150 and the Von Erichs, it's so simple. It's so simple, but yet it's so intriguing. Honestly, WWE and AEW could learn a few things from MLW and just how they do simple storytelling, where they don't do too much, where they focus on the main objective they want to get across in a segment. So, for instance, like they did with the 5150, okay, we just want Danny Limelight to throw their belt in the river because it's disrespecting. So it's not like, oh, we throw this out and then we're going to do this and that. Like, AEW and MLW can learn a thing or two from MLW storytelling because it's very simple and effective. Then we had a video of the Von Erichs on the ranch, and Kevin Von Erich telling them, hey, don't lose your cool. Just beat them, get your titles back and everything. You'll be good. I believe it's Marshall Von Erich or Ross. No, was it Ross or Marshall? Marshall Von Erich, he kicks a wooden fence down and walks away and everything. Then we get the Caribbean title match. And this match was very fun to watch. So you had King Muertos, who last time I haven't seen him in a while, but man, this dude is jacked. Like, this man is a beast in the ring. So you had King Muertos, you had Octagon Jr., you had El Dragon, and you had El Hijo de la Parque in the match. This was a fun match, man. This was it did have lucha libre elements in the match, but it was very toned down because you had King Muertos, who was a powerhouse and everything. It was just your typical fatal four-way match style and everything, where each person's getting their moves in and everything. But the winner of this match was Octagon Jr., which was like, whoa, that's cool. The spot where Octagon Jr. did a 450, that was sweet. Sweet move. Then there was a spot. Oh man, what was it? There, I got it. I'm reading my notes. Forgive me, guys. So there's a spot in this match, and I recommend you guys watch this match, where King Muertos gets knocked into the crowd, and he's maybe 2-3 rows probably in the crowd, and the crowd separating security's there, and El Hijo de la Parque is on the top turnbuckle, and he dives onto King Muertos into the crowd. Like, he goes over the barricade and lands on him. That spot was, whoo, boy, that was something to see. Like, I recommend you guys watch that. That was a dope spot. But like I said, Octagon Jr. wins the match. It's going to be interesting how they go about with the Caribbean title. I do like that fact that It's representing a territory that, is infamous in wrestling history. Some of it is not very positive, and it's very negative, unfortunately, but it's cool that they're keeping the tradition of the title alive. History and all that's a whole nother video. But I like that match. I recommend you guys check out this match for the Caribbean title. This was a fun match, and that spot where Park dove off the top turnbuckle onto King Myrtles into the crowd. You got to see it, man. So then we get a video package of 5150. Danny Limeline's running down Dallas. Oh, it stinks. It's this and that. And he says we're going to have a bunkhouse brawl match next week. So, yes, next week you're going to get the Von Erichs versus 5150 in a bunkhouse brawl match. That is going to be really good. Really interested and intrigued on how that's going to play out. These guys have had a really good feud. I got to say, the Danny Limelight, the 5150 Von Erich feud is very underrated in professional wrestling. For the amount of comments and complaints I hear, I do hear, and some of them I see on social media that, there's, WWE needs more storytelling, AEW needs more storytelling. Outside of those two companies, you have Impact Wrestling that's doing a really good storyline with the Honor No More and Bullet Club. And you have MLW that's doing a really good storyline with the Von Erichs and 5150, which honestly I would say is one of the top storylines in professional wrestling that nobody's talking about. And of course people, nobody watches it. Well, here's the thing. If you're always running down a product, that doesn't help them and it doesn't help you. Negative Nancy. And it's not a Nancy, you guys don't know, it's just a figure of speech. But that feud, this is one of the most underrated feuds in professional wrestling. This is a fun feud. So we're going to get that match. I wonder if it's going to be similar to the bunkhouse rules that applied in the 80s with the bunkhouse stampede that Jim Crockett Promotions did with Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors and all that other stuff. I'm figuring it's going to be if they do have that name, but that should be a really good match to watch. Then we get a video of Calvin Tankman. Basically, he's giving his backstory of how he was brought up. I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, man, what? That's Calvin Tankman? What? But man, this is a really good backstory. Check it out, man. He's a really talented wrestler in MLW. This is a really very well done backstory for MLW and what they did with Calvin Tankman's backstory. It's really cool. Check it out. Then we get a match between Biesta 666 and Jacob Fatu. I'm basically going to talk about Jacob Fatu because he was dominated in this match. It was so much fun because I am a huge fan of Jacob Fatu. The man's agile. He's powerful. He can talk on the mic. He's got that attitude that he's going to beat the hell out of people. I know many people have said, man, he would be dope in the WWE. He would, but considering that they're PG, he would have to tone down his promos a lot. But man, this was a really good match. Shout out to Biesta 666. He did a pretty good job going against Jacob Fatu. This match was a Apocalypto match. I believe that's Apocalypto match. I don't know what it was. But there is a spot where Jacob Fatu, they had two tables. They had two chairs. And then he had the infamous MLW board. It looks like a door frame from Menards or Home Depot or something. So they had it on there. And Biesta 666 gets tossed against the ropes. Jacob Fatu catches him, puts him in the Samoan drop, and drives him through that board. Grabs his leg. The referee moves the table or the chair and the debris and everything. Jacob Fatu does his springboard moonsault, hits it 1, 2, 3. He defeats Biesta 666. That was the spot. There was another spot where Jacob Fatu, he caught the SS666 in the middle of doing a Hurricane Rana, and he fucking power slammed him, which was impressive. This match, I recommend it. Just watch Jacob Fatu, because this dude, man, like I said, man, this dude is a beast. I look forward to seeing who else they bring into MLW that's going to feud with him. I've seen his work in GCW when he wrestled with, it was a tag team match with Juicy, man, I can't remember the guy's name. Juicy Fat, it wasn't Fatu. Man, I can't remember the name, but he was a big dude that was agile too. I believe it was a GCW event in Los Angeles. I believe the main event was Nick Cage and Minoru Suzuki. That event. So I mean, the boy can wrestle, man. The man can wrestle. If you don't know who Jacob Fatu is, you need to know. He's a beast. He's agile. Man, I don't know what else to say about Jacob Fatu, but you need to start watching this dude whenever he's promoted. Wherever he's promoted, you need to watch this dude's match, because he is a beast. And of course, well, nobody's talking about him. Well, here's the thing. If you get out of this bubble of there's only WWE and AEW, or there's only WWE, the guy's been wrestling for a while, and there's a lot of wrestlers that are just some badass wrestlers. Like, damn. But man, this was a really solid match by Jacob Fatu. And this was impressive, man. But that Samoan drop through that board and the 2 chairs, man, and that springboard moonsault, man, I honestly think he has the best moonsault in all of professional wrestling. Yes, Jacob Fatu has the best moonsault in all of professional wrestling. From there, we had the press conference with Cesar Duran, and he's like, I don't like the media, and this. This was actually done very well. They didn't show too much. They just showed the I was gonna say pulpit, the microphone and the stand and everything, and he introduces Richard Holiday and Alicia Toot, and he's like, I'm the sole proprietor of the Dynasty. And he just starts talking, and then Alex Hammerstone just comes out of nowhere and starts confronting him. And then Alicia Toot, she has a drink, and after she throws it in Alex Hammerstone's face, and he gets pissed, and he goes for like a swing or like a clothesline on Richard Holiday, and he misses, and he clotheslines Cesar Duran. Cesar Duran falls on the floor, and the announcers were like, "Oh my God, what the hell did Alex Hammerstone do?" And that's how the episode ended. So. I like that. I'm intrigued on what's going to happen next with Cesar Duran and Alex Hammerstone. Of course, like I said, Cesar Duran is probably the best authority figure in all of professional wrestling right now. He has his ways of getting his the people he his guys that he knows, and orchestrating them to his wrath on whoever crosses him, or challenges his authority and who he is. So that's very interesting. But man, this was a fun MLW Fusion episode. You can catch it on YouTube. It's only like 45 minutes, man, and it's a quick, digestible, entertaining, engaging 45 minutes. It's simple. It's to the point. It's effective. You're gonna see some good wrestling, and it's like I said, it's a fun, complementary alternative to WWE, AEW, and Impact Wrestling. And if you watch Lucha Libre and New Japan, it's a wonderful complementary alternative to those companies. And man, I enjoyed it. But man, Jacob Fatu, he is a beast, man. And that Alex Hammerstone, Richard Holiday, too sweet, man. Too sweet, man. This is another underrated storyline in professional wrestling. That's how I will say that. It is a very underrated storyline in professional wrestling. But this is a fun episode, man. Check it out. You're gonna enjoy it, and I'm having a ball reviewing it. I wish more people would review MLW. Maybe it may not be the popular thing, but if more people review it, it will be a popular thing. So there you go. But yeah, this is my review for MLW Fusion. The episode on May 12th. Man, this is fun, man. This is a fun show, man. So again, that is my review for the May 12th episode of MLW Fusion. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow House of Rasslin on all social media platforms. Follow me, Dedrian180, on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And like I always in my videos, stop fighting over wrestling, man. Things are getting just very bizarre and just crazy and wild in the world. Let's just enjoy what professional wrestling is giving to us as an escape from just all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world. Just enjoy it, man, because there's a lot of talented, wonderful wrestlers with some really cool wrestling characters that, hey, man, they're out there. If you just want to focus on WWE and have this back and forth battle with people as far as what these companies aren't doing and what they should do, and this guy got burned and he scorched him, and all these takes and stuff like that, you're gonna miss out on some really cool wrestlers that are doing some that are having some great wrestling matches, some great angles, some great storylines, and some really cool innovative presentations. So it's your choice, but I'm just gonna enjoy all this professional wrestling, man. So with that, I'm out.